Great. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awakened Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm your host, shefaliburns. So if you're here live with us, welcome, welcome. If you're watching on the replay, on the recording on YouTube, welcome, welcome. Please do subscribe so you can take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these amazing speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their processes, their clearings, their activations, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And so today, my dear friend Joybaker is back with us. So I'm all excited because we always have such a wonderful conversation, and her clearings and activations, whatever you want to call them, are so amazing that transformation is definitely possible for all of us on this call today. So today we are talking about the light recalibration, awakening and expanding angelic light within you. And some of what we're going to talk about today, we're going to discover how to quickly and easily upgrade your frequency, release heavy energies that are wearing you down, learn what compassion fatigue is and how it may be affecting you. And Joy will be facilitating a guided group process that's designed to align you with angelic light. And of course, if you're here live with us a little bit later, maybe even sooner, who knows, we'll see. If this is your chance to work one-on-one with Joy. So if you would like to work one-on-one with Joy, please raise your hand. And for those of you who may not know Joy, she's been with us many times, and she's very popular and she's amazing. She is a remarkable and compassionate soul dedicated to guiding her clients on a profound journey of emotional release and healing, with a unique expertise in untangling the threads of trapped emotions resulting from trauma. And Joy's work transcends conventional healing practices. In a world where the scars of life's trials often remain hidden within, Joy shines a light on the transformative power of acknowledging and releasing these hidden pains. Joy's mission is rooted in the understanding that trauma can silently shape our lives, affecting our emotions, actions, experiences, and even our physical well-being. And I have to agree, and I have worked with Joy myself many times, and she's amazing. And, I have to say, when I was going through some really difficult times, Joy had offered, voluntarily, of course, like she'd offered, healing sessions for me. And it was, it was amazing and exactly what I needed. So I want to thank you again, Joy, for your support, because you know what I was going through, what I've been through, etc. Right? So but her healings, her activations, her freedom clearings are amazing, powerful, and I know for myself, whenever Joy has worked with me, the information that comes through is not what I was consciously thinking would come through. Right? It was deeper stuff, and it was like, oh, I did not. I was not aware of that. So much stuff comes through when working with Joy that you'll be surprised. And it's amazing to work with her. So I'm so glad that you're back with us, Joy. And you look amazing. You look fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back on your show, Shafali. It's great to be here.
And I'm excited about today's conversation. I love talking about the angels. I love talking about angelic light. I love talking about especially awakening and expanding, and knowing that we are supported always, right? We are always
Mhm.
supported. And I think if we can remember that, and sometimes we forget, granted, but we are always supported. And if we can just reach out a little bit and do a little bit of inner work, and, for me, it's always about being really true and honest with yourself about what is going on within you, right?
Yeah.
Beyond the surface stuff, but really deeply what's going on. And so I'm a big proponent of questioning and really looking deeper. My daughter says I think too much, but
Oh,
maybe, right?
questions are so powerful when especially when you ask empowering questions and,
Yes.
going, because that'll bring up all your stuff. And that's probably one of the quickest ways to change your reality or what you're going through is to ask yourself empowering questions, and not questions about how did I get this wrong again, like many of us do, because then you just keep staying stuck. But when you say, what actions can I take that will move me out of this? What actions can I do? Or how can I see this differently? Or who could I talk to? Or how can I, anything like that that will give me a different point of view. Things start to move. Your energy expands, and when your energy expands, you automatically move into a higher consciousness and dimension. And then, that's when you start letting go of the stuckness. So yeah, questions are powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it's always, okay, what can I learn from this, right? what is the hidden meaning here? What is the message here for me? Is what I also like to ask. I do not ask, why is this happening to me? Because that goes into victimhood and blaming and all that wonderful stuff. That just it doesn't solve anything, right? It makes you
Mhm.
more, you know, more negative. It takes you down a spiral that you don't want to go, right? So for me, it's always like, okay, what can I learn about this, and what actions can I take now so that I don't repeat this again, kind of thing as well, right? But it
Right.
is about getting honest with yourself. It's like, what is within me? And this is not about blaming, and this is not attraction either. But what is it within me that is, bringing these challenges slash opportunities into my life? What am I supposed to be learning here? Like, what am I missing here as well? So asking questions is great, but at the same time, it is about you doing your inner work, right? You doing your daily, regular spiritual practice. And part of that includes raising your vibration frequency, as we all know, grounding, clearing, healing. But also, I really want to stress this, and I've said this a few times lately, it's also about living your life, right? So
Hmm.
it's not just about, I have to heal this, I have to clear this. No, live your life, and the healing and clearing, trust me, is going to happen, because it's going to show up, the things that need to be healed and cleared. But don't stop living, is what I want to say. So I know we're going to have a full conversation and a full call today. Lots of people already with their hands raised, which is great. So let's talk about this first, about the light recalibration, awakening and expanding angelic light within you. What does that mean to you? Because I have an understanding for myself what that could mean to me. What does that mean to you, and why did you decide to talk about this today?
Because I think as we go into, we're in a 1 year, we're in the year of the fire horse, there's a lot of astrological events happening. And so consciousness has been raising at a rapid rate already. Now, this year, I mean, we're going warp speed. Things are really happening quickly. And so it's like the light around us and within us is almost being where you thought, you were wise before, you had a lot of light within you. We, those of us on the path have, it's being upgraded even more quickly. So I think, and anything that isn't, like you said, why is this, happening to me, or what can I learn from this? If you're going through trauma right now, if things are just falling apart, it's because it's getting you ready as we go forward. Because if you're on the path, what you're no longer in vibration with is going to fall apart. So some people it's, relationships, some people it's money, some people it's where you live. And one of the things that we will resist is change, because change is scary. Even if you like change, it still can be scary. It's unsettling. And so know that if you're going through a tough time, a upheaval, a chaos right now. And I know, Shefali, you've been going through that for several years, and hopefully it's starting to kind of, move forward with more ease now. But know that it's falling apart, or you're in chaos right now, or there's unsettling things going on right now, because you're in the process of letting go what you're no longer in vibration with. And that's when light is, it's shifting, it's moving within you, it's upgrading, it's like recalibrating within yourself. And because there's so much light on the planet right now and within each of us. Yeah, like I said, there's more, like you said, talk to your guides, the angels, the beings, they're always there. And then when let's say you ask for something, and if you ask, specific amount of money, new house, where, any partner, anything like that, then finish it up with this or something greater. You can be as specific as you want, but our imagination, as amazing as it is, it's still limited by who we are and our experiences. But when you say this or something greater, then the angels, the universe will go, okay, you want that? Well, we're going to give you something way better than you even asked for.
Absolutely, I love that. And yes, last year was a 9 year, so it was a completion year, right? But it was also a lot of shedding was happening, right? So a lot. I mean, I went through major trauma. I'm not going to call it trauma, but an up leveling, for myself physically as well as emotionally, all that wonderful stuff. Um, but it was my body was being recalibrated to hold more light, right? So my body and my energy field could no longer hold on to those beliefs and patterns and the trauma and the stress that was held in my cells, and that needed to be purged and released, etc., so that I can hold more light and be free of some of that trauma, right, that I was
Absolutely.
experiencing for a long time. So I think that's what a lot of people were experiencing last year specifically, and maybe a little bit into this year. But now I feel we're starting to lighten up. There's more momentum, energy, and that could be because of the fire horse, but it's also spring is coming where we can feel it,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's coming. And but it's also like once we have shed all the, the trauma and those beliefs and all those energies that we were holding on to for so long, there's more room now, there's more space now, right, for us to hold more
Mm-hmm.
light. So I think it's even more important now for us to do our spiritual work of connecting, of being in the light, of focusing our attention on whatever it is that we want to create, because we have that space now. Before, things probably were not working, we're not moving, we're not shifting. Now they can, and like you said, really quickly, right? So things are moving much more quickly, and so there's no judgment about how long things took before or anything like that, but where you are now, start to look at that, right? And recognize that this is the time for you to choose how you want to proceed, I guess you could say, right?
I think that's a really good point. It's really important this year. It's always important to, pay attention to your thoughts, where you're putting your focus, because where you put your focus and attention, you give energy to that. And what you give energy to, people, places, events, experiences, well, eventually it'll come back into your life. But because things are moving so rapidly now, really pay attention to your thoughts. And if there's something you're in fear about, if you're scared about something, acknowledge that. Don't ignore the fear. Acknowledge the fear and then let it go. I'm a big believer in going right into the fear and saying, what's the worst thing that can happen? Because when you have gone into that and you said, this is the worst thing that can happen, it's like to your mind, oh, well, that's happened. We're okay. We're safe. Okay, well, the fear wasn't that bad. And that's one way to let go of the fear. So, and then, channel your thoughts to what you want in your life, what you want to focus on. Remember, we're in a 9-year cycle. It doesn't have to happen right away, but pay attention to your thoughts and your intentions and allow that to start to come in. Focus on that. Allow that energy to be drawn to you.
Absolutely. And so how can we on a regular basis, and I'm going to say daily, because I think, we are worth 5 minutes of our time, 10 minutes of our time. So how can we quickly and easily upgrade our frequency so that we can hold more light, be a clearer channel of the light that we are, and also contribute to humanity and the planet, but also to our own desires and goals?
Okay, so music is one, any high frequency music. You can even just go to YouTube and look for high frequency music, or often, you might have your favorites. Music is one. Color is another one. If you have some kind of color, let's say you're working on the computer or something, and you've got color in your life, just look at that color and let that, these are really quick frequency changes. One is, color, music. Why did my mind just go blank? Okay, so let's do a little clearing here. And so all the ways, and I felt this a little bit at the beginning, the throat chakra. So a little bit of anger coming through. So all the ways the throat chakra in the collective is there. I can feel it there. Okay, all the ways the throat chakra in the collective has become stuck, because we're right at that point where people are wanting to speak their authentic truth, but we're still stuck in it's falling, it's dissolving, but the 3D consciousness. So the throat chakra is stuck in the collective. Let's let that go. There you go. There. Okay. So, what I was going to say is one of the ways is just, like you said, we all deserve to have a few minutes during the day. So take a moment. You can put your hand on your heart if you want. Breathe into that. Let that go. There you go. And even just do that 1, 2, 3 times. That will really quickly change your frequency. What color should we look at? You can go online and look at a chakra chart. So first chakra, red, second chakra, orange. Then there's, yellow, green and pink for the heart, blue, purple, or violet, white, so you can figure out by a chart or any bright colors. Like if you're feeling, let's say you need to take action and you're feeling kind of stuck, not quite sure about taking action. My screen just changed here for some reason. Zoom is doing weird things. And yeah, look at yellow, look at a bright yellow, or even wear yellow, anything like that, because that's a solar plexus. So you can, anything that picks up your frequency, colors will pick up your frequency. A darker color, well, black is, that's the combination of all the colors, but it's something that's really dark and heavy, a dark color, it's going to bring your frequency down. So look at bright colors. And if you're familiar with chakras, then you can figure out where you're stuck in what chakra and then bring in that color. So, music, colors, of course, any motivational sayings, anything like that. There you go. There. Okay, there's some relaxation and ease. And laughing. Go to, like there's a video on YouTube of a baby laughing when every time her dad rips paper. The baby it's only about a minute long, but it's hilarious. I mean, you're going to laugh. Those are really quick ways to pick up your frequency. And, just throughout the day, it's like, okay, something's off here. Put your hand on your heart. Breathe. There you go. And a quick one is, and I used to do this when I would work in an office with a bunch of computers, is a zip up. That's your central meridian. And it's supposed to run up from your pelvic area to your lips. And if it's running down, your eyes and your brain will get tired and kind of sluggish in that, if it's running the wrong direction, because it's like a central point for all your meridians. So just do the zip up. So you're running your hand, just the palm of your hand, about 2 to 4 inches off your body from the pelvic area. Yeah, from the pelvic area to your lips, just about there, and just run it up and down 5, 6, 7 times. You're flushing out that central meridian because your meridians get stuck with energy, blocked energy and that. Then just bring your hand up and like putting a key. You bring it to the lower lip, putting a key in the lock, and then just flick it away. You're bringing that energy up and locking it in place. And you can do that as if you're feeling off balance, if you're not thinking quickly, not thinking kind of foggy or anything, do that. It's a really, really quick balance. It'll only take you a few seconds, and just run your hand up and down. And then remember, you stop it there and then just flick the key away. So that's a few ways to bring up, quickly bring up your frequency.
Yeah, and these are quick, and you can do them many times during the day, right? So the key part of it is to remember. So you might want to note some of these down in your phone so that whenever you remember, you can just do it quickly. But I find for myself, um, sometimes even just looking outside for me helps because I'm in my head a lot,
Mhm.
right? So I think a lot. I'm in my head a lot. So sometimes just looking outside helps. For me, the sunshine helps big time. And we're getting out of that gray zone now. So I'm happy about that. But laughter for me is the best one. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be, just watch something funny for a few minutes and your energy will shift. And then don't go back. Don't go backwards to what your energy was. Then say, okay, what do I want to do now? What do I want to focus on now? What's, etc. And keep moving on with your life. Um, with your day, etc. So really simple, really easy, really quick. So we can all do that. So
I just want to add, let's say something does happen, life gets, unexpected expense, something like that, or a relationship or whatever. And if you're in the midst of it, if you're stuck in the midst of it, choose one of those. Like you said, write them down, have them so you remember them in moments of stress and go, oh, I can go listen to a baby laughing. I can go watch a dog. I can, I love animals. So animals always pick me up. And then, yeah, then ask yourself empowering questions. Those two combined, oh my gosh, that'll definitely start the transformation of your life.
and I was gonna say when you're asking your those empowering questions, don't be looking for the answer right in that moment. Just it's kind of like asking the universe, or we're asking the angels, or we're whoever. We're not talking to our mind to figure anything out. We're just opening up our space to have more awareness come in about the question, whatever happens to be, right?
Yeah, I like to say stay in the mystery of it. So you ask the question and then because when you stay in the mystery of it, that allows for expansion. And expansion is always higher consciousness. And expansion allows you to see something that you're stuck in from a higher point of view. So when you ask a question, then just stay in the mystery of it and continue to allow that expansion. And either the answer or the solution is going to come in eventually anyways.
Yes. So be open to it, right? And always, and
Exactly.
again, like Joy had said earlier, always, this or something better, right? So always have that intention in your mind, for whatever you're asking, whatever you're affirming, whatever you're, wanting, in your life, this or something better, whatever your mind has said, and or something better, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So that will help a little bit as well with heavy energies that are wearing us down, right? So in last year there were a lot of heavy energies. Right now there might be for some people as well. So what can we do to release those heavier energies? I'm not talking about these quick little upgrades, but they will help for sure. But when it's really heavy stuff going on, what can we do?
One is a mantra I've used several times. And so, what if it's possible? If it's unexpected expense, it's money, it's a relationship, it's, uh, whatever it is for you, you're looking for a home or it's your health. What if let's say it's your health and you've been in, not very good health for maybe even decades, and you've worked on this like years, time after time after time. If you're stuck like that, there's a part of you, chances are there's a part of you not believing it's possible to, really become healthier, to be able to walk around the block or to, do something you used to be able to, but you haven't been able to for even a few years. Get the picture of ultimate health, and, or you can look online, you can imagine it, whatever it is, but get the picture of ultimate health and then say, what if it's possible? Because we can take all the action, we can talk, we can do all the work, but if there's a part within us that, our unconscious conditioning that's saying it's not possible, and it's quiet, you don't hear it, but it loops, it's not possible, it's not possible, then that's when we go into self-sabotage. So what if it's possible? What if you're bypassing the resistance of the ego mind? It is something greater possible. You're opening up the space within you and your energy field. And that creates an expansive energy that allows possibilities and opportunities to come in. So if you're stuck, start saying, you can say it like a mantra. What if it's possible? What if it's possible? It will shift your energy. And I've done this, and I've done this for days, weeks, months, and eventually my mind will go, it's possible. And what happens then? Your conditioned self, your ego mind becomes your partner in success. So it's like all parts of you line up for what you want. And that's when, either things have happened maybe to you or to somebody else. It's like, well, it seemed like it just happened. But there might have been years of preparation, of taking action, of saying, what if it's possible, of allowing. And then all of a sudden you're in alignment and it happens. And it might be money. It might be relationship, love. It might, whatever you're looking for, it might be your health. So that's one of the ways. And being kind to yourself, your cells, you are your cells, and they're always listening, always listening. So pay attention to your self-talk. And now we're only conscious of 5% of our thoughts, beliefs, emotions, our actions, our day. 95% is unconscious, but as much as possible, pay attention to your self-talk. And when something doesn't turn out the way you expected, or you wanted it to, or you took action for something, pay attention, especially then, to your self-talk. Because that's actually an opportunity. It's an opportunity the universe is giving you to, okay, are you really committed to moving forward, to taking action, to ascension, to growth? Or are you going to keep doing what you've always done when something doesn't turn out the way you were expecting or you work towards? Are you going to say, oh man, I messed up again. What did I do wrong? How come this didn't work out? Or are you going to say, ask empowering questions? That's a big one. And then say, you know what, maybe this didn't turn out the way I was expecting it to or hoping it was going to, but I appreciate myself anyways. I like myself anyways. And the universe, believe me, the universe is listening to that. The universe is saying, okay, you got the lesson. Now go forward with it. That's a big opportunity. So the next time something doesn't turn out or, things just aren't going the way you were hoping or intended for them, pay attention to how you're talking to yourself and treating yourself. And keep reminding yourself the universe is listening.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you. And yeah, the universe is always listening. Your body, your cells are always listening, right? Your higher self, it's always listening. So, um, just really quickly, I had this experience this week where I recognized a pattern and I'm like, oh, huh. So I was playing it out in my mind. It's like, oh my goodness, this pattern is still looping, so it's like, okay, but I you know, recognized it, I acknowledged it, and I talked to it and all that wonderful stuff. And it's like, it's interesting when you can recognize your patterns because then it's like, then you're not like on automatic pilot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still something you have to um, be aware of, right? And so, um, this is a sneaky one because I thought I had, cleared it all. Like I thought I was good with it, but I realized like, no, there's still little tidbits left, little pieces where it comes up. Not a big deal, but a little bit. It's like, oh, interesting. Right. So it's like, okay, it's all good. We can move forward with this and we don't have to follow that pattern. We can change it and talk to the body, talk to the mind, right? I think that's important. So I think even this the it's not possible is a pattern or a belief that is running underneath for a lot of people because I guess we could say if somebody had wanted something to happen for a long time and it never did, is it possible that that is part of one of the beliefs that is running underneath that is not allowing it to show up?
Absolutely. Yeah. It could be that just it's that's running there, you're self-sabotaging because there's a part of you that's quiet and silent, but says, it's not possible. Or it could be you need to, if it's a dream or something you want to create, it could be that it needs to be tweaked or adjusted. Like I always thought I had this dream for 20 years, but I thought it was going to be more of a coach, but it ended up, being more of an energy healer. So I, just adjusted it. Or it could be that you have changed so much, or whoever that is dealing with this, you've changed so much that that dream isn't in alignment with you any longer. And
Yeah.
so there's a few ways to look at it, but definitely if a part of you, you're convinced that's what you want to go for, you're moving forward to it, but nothing just keeps working out, ask yourself, could it be that there's a part of me just doesn't believe it's possible? And then you might want to go into, well, why would I believe it's not possible? Maybe I'm afraid that if this happens, then, this relationship isn't going to work out, or this is going to happen, or, different things. Because when one thing changes, everything changes. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's definitely, if there's, so ask and trust your intuition. If you're saying, just ask yourself, is it possible that there's a part of me that doesn't want this to happen and doesn't believe it's possible? And if you're still focused on that and that's what you want in your life, then just start saying, well, what if it is possible? What if it is possible? In the beginning, your ego mind will come up with, as you say that like a mantra, your ego mind will come up with excuses, and at least I did in the beginning, you get lost in all the excuses and the reasons why it's not possible, but keep bringing yourself back to what if it's possible? What if it's possible? And eventually you will be in alignment with it's possible.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. And so there's a lot of people with their hands raised, so I'm gonna try not to put in my 2 cents too much because I don't want to take away from people. So let's talk a little bit about compassion fatigue. I was surprised by this. It's like, what is compassion fatigue and how that may be affecting all of us?
Compassion fatigue is when, because there's so much going on in the world right now, and there has been for, the past few years. And there's always something going on somewhere. And, and we have information within a few seconds now. And you hear about this and you hear about that, and we're pulled all over and going. And people who are, you're highly sensitive, you're an empath and you care. So you hear about something going on in the world and you're like, but you can't really actually do anything about it except hear about it. And so then there's a part of you, your heart, it's like your heart goes out, or you might even, depends on where, if you're wounded, a wounded empath feels sorry or feels bad for them. That's a heavy energy. That's not what you want to send them. But if you're a wounded empath and then something else happens and you're always in that low, heavy frequency, you're feeling bad, you feel helpless, you feel like you can't do anything. And eventually it just gets to be too much. And then what many people have done, you just shut out the world because it's too much. There's just too much out there. And so when you recognize you're in that, and that's when you're feeling just exhausted all the time, or it's like, I just can't hear him, another bad thing happening, or come back to yourself, go to your heart, breathe into your heart, and start taking care of yourself. Because a wounded empath will have their energy everywhere, but feeling sorry for them or feeling bad for them or feeling helpless because I can't fix this, this problem or this world problem. And it's draining. That's compassion fatigue. You care, but you care from a wounded place. And so bring it back to yourself and start taking care of yourself first. And I can already hear some people saying, oh, but that's selfish. There's so much hurting going on in the world. I'm selfish if I focus on myself and take care of myself first. And so because you've got such a big heart on yourself and you care, but there's stuff happening all over the world and people suffering, when you're coming from that place and you're coming from that wounded place and you haven't really focused on yourself and allowed yourself to start feeling good, happy, joyful, uplifted, inspired, abundant, and such, then you go into feeling sorry or getting caught up in that's bad, that shouldn't happen, and self-righteousness and all that. That's a heavy energy. And it doesn't help them and it doesn't help you. And it keeps everything stuck. So it's not the first 4 words of selfish is self. It's time to take care of yourself. So focus on yourself. Give yourself permission to feel good. When you're feeling, I can feel the guilt coming in, because a lot of people say, how can I feel good when all this is going on in the world? When you feel good, when you truly feel good about yourself, you feel happy, inspired, grounded, expansive, abundant, joyful, appreciated, full of gratitude. That's what you're radiating out from you. And the person on the other side of the world who's suffering, if they are ready to move out of that, if they are ready to feel good, that energy will reach them. You don't have to know each other personally. So what kind of energy do you want to radiate out? Radiate energy out from yourself. So you have to be it first, and then let yourself radiate that energy out that is happy and uplifting and joyful. It's not about being Pollyanna or ignoring what's going on in the world. It's about taking care of yourself first, and then that radiates out from you.
Absolutely. I totally agree 100%. And this week was Holy, right? So it's Holy is a celebration of joy, right? Um and I had thought twice about, should I put out a post because of all the, the war breaking out between the USA, Israel, Iran, all that stuff that was happening. And then I thought, no, because when we're focusing on joy, we're radiating that joy out from us as well. And that is it. That is going to go out and impact the collective and humanity and the planet. So I still think it's important for people who can be in the frequency to share that, because that is going to help everybody on the planet. So that's why I still did send out that post, because I thought it was still important for people to recognize that what we are experiencing right now doesn't have to be all that we are experiencing. We can also experience joy, and that joy can radiate out to the planet.
I didn't read that. I'll have to read that. Look it up and read it.
Yeah. So, it's those little things. It's like, yes, things are happening in the world. Yes, things are happening in our life. But what energy frequency do you want to radiate out? What energy frequency do you want to focus on, right? And it all starts with the self.
Hmm.
It all
Absolutely.
starts with you first, right? So, it's beautiful. I love it. Thank you. All right. So I know that you are going to be doing a process as well today, but of course there's lots of people with their hands raised. So is there anything else that we want to talk about before we move further?
I don't think so. We can, if you're okay, we'll do the process at the end and that'll bring it all together so I can start taking questions if you want.
Sure. Do you want to pick who you're called to, or should I
You can.
um, moderate?
You can.
Okay, hold on it. Hold on, everyone. Let me just get my list properly so that we can do this. Okay. All right. So we're going to first go with Shayna. Shayna, you want to unmute?
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Shayna.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your question today?
I guess do you have any insight with my health?
Okay. What's going on? Can you tell me a couple specifics or what's the most thing that bothers you the most?
Yes, I have three autoimmune diseases that I'm in the process of trying to get a hold on.
And what are they? If you can
Yeah,
share.
rheumatoid arthritis. I have vitiligo and Graves' disease.
Okay. And Graves is the throat, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. That's been in control for a while, but I did have radiation to treat it in my throat. So,
Okay.
So before you start, Joy, I just want to put a disclaimer out there that neither Joy
Mm,
or I are medical practitioners, medical professionals. And so if you do have anything physical, especially, please do see your medical practitioner. We are just giving information here and we're working with energy.
right.
I always say this in every call now, but if you have anything physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, please see a practitioner, and use this information and healing as a complement to that
Absolutely. Yeah.
treatment.
Yeah. Thanks for saying that because I know it's got to be said these days on
Yeah.
so RA Graves and sorry, what was the other one?
vitiligo.
Okay, okay. So first two things that are coming up are anger and shame and anger. So angry that this is happening to you, and then shame because it's causing you to want to avoid the world. And okay, and then as I go avoid the world, more anger is coming up. And okay, and then it's like you look at your hands, your body, with the RA and you're angry. You're okay. All the ways you are really, really angry at your body. And like it's a harsh anger, it's an intense anger, and almost like attacking your body. Oh, you're attacking your body. Okay, so all the ways your energy at some point, it might even been a past life, all the ways your energy has been instructed to attack your body. I'm not saying necessarily from you, it might have been somebody else gave you a command or an order. And all the ways your energy has been instructed to attack your body and weaken your body. Oh, it was about control. Okay. So all the ways, yeah, that brought up something deep there. All the ways somebody at some point instructed you, and I'm not saying they did verbally, but energetically, telepathically, even, instructed your energy to attack your body. And that was designed to weaken you because you have very powerful healing skills. And okay, so any lifetime in which you were seen as bad for your healing skills, like a witch, and persecuted, and your energy was used against you. Let's witness that, acknowledge that. Okay, there. Wow, I don't know if you felt that, but you just released a lot of anger from your solar plexus there. Okay, there you go. Your whole self relax. All the ways you feel like nobody has your back. Nobody's there to support you. Nobody's there to take care of you, lift you up, be there for you. And it's been a struggle to push through all this on your own, and it's exhausting. Let's acknowledge that. And if you are willing, allow, it might be people in your life now or somebody to come into your life. Allow yourself to be supported. All the ways you believe that if you allow somebody in your life to support you, that it's like you're saying, why bother? They don't understand what I'm going through anyways. Let's acknowledge that. Let that go. So if get a picture of how you would like to feel and what you would like to be able to do once once you're feeling better, your body has more flexibility, mobility, more flow, and what you'd like to do, and then believe that it's possible. So any part of you that is saying, this is how I would like to be health wise, and then I would like to achieve once I'm feeling healthy and strong in my body, this is what I'd like to achieve. All the ways there's a part of you that is saying, that's not possible. There you go. Let's just let that go. Any part of you that is causing you to sabotage yourself, let's let that go. There you go. A little bit of shame coming up. There's some lightness. Good. There's some lightness and fun and laughter, and there's some happiness, and the child within you feels much lighter. Okay, so that feels for now, that feels about as far as we need to go.
Thank you so much. I feel so
Good.
much better already.
All right, good. Thank you for
Awesome.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shayna. So, of course, the all the clearings that you do, we can all receive from them, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So as long as, even if it's not specifically, let's say health isn't your issue, but it's more money, the energy can still support you. So allow yourself to be supported by the energy and trust that what needs to be cleared will be cleared.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. We're gonna go to Lori. Lori, you want to unmute? Maybe Lori's not ready. Oh,
I'm here. I'm here. I
okay.
just saw a
Yeah.
hands ahead of me, so I wasn't right here. But
Okay.
I'm here now. Hello.
Hi, Lori.
Hello. How you both doing? So nice to see
Good.
both of you.
I love your background there.
Oh, thank you. My biz logo. So, I've had two really serious things come up. One was last Thursday and one was today. And I just feel a lot of overwhelm. It's family stuff. It's brothers. Poking into my our dad's estate, finances and so on, and then something with my grandson today, and it's just like one of these is more than enough, and I just feel like it's been so many years of fixing problems, my own health wise and whatnot, and taking care of my dad and dealing with very difficult brothers and a difficult dad too, actually, and now raising two teenage grandchildren, um, and trying to build a business and write my books and so on. I just, whatever you could clear or whatever insights you have, because I'm just at the end of my line with it all. I just want to get on with my life, raise these kids, do my business, write my books, and be done with hurtful
Okay.
family members.
Okay, thank you for sharing, Lori. So as you were sharing, I got two distinct visions. Either you are with, your family members, and there's drama and there's chaos and you don't have time to live your life, or you're alone. But you're building your business, you're writing your books. So you believe either I've got, people around me and family and I'm connected to others, but oh my gosh, the chaos and, just brings me down, the heavy energy. Or I'm all alone, and there's a part of you, because it's a contrast. There's a part of you goes, oh, to be all alone, I could breathe. But then after a while, you're going, oh, I'm all alone. There's nobody here. Like it's just me. And then when you get to that place where, because initially the sense of relief feels good. It's like when we have really chaotic lives and we have a few days to ourselves, there's a sense of relief, but you're believing it's either or. So all the ways, Lori, you believe it's either or. Either I'm in chaos and I'm dealing with all this and I have no time for myself, but hey, at least I'm connected. So it's like I'm connected through drama and chaos and trauma and such, but at least I'm connected. So all the ways you believe, you need to settle for connection through trauma and drama and chaos. And that's the only way you will be able to, or you're allowed to connect in life. Just let that go. So what kind of connections would you like to have with people? So by that, I mean, even if it's online or just, yeah, I mean, because a lot of our, connections these days are online. But as an example, I mean, joyful, happy, uplifting, inspiring, creative, fun, full of gratitude, authentic, heart-centered. How would you like your connections to be?
All of the above and then some.
Okay. So can you name 3 ways, like if I'm connected to somebody or if I'm going to have an authentic connection with somebody, I would like to feel, or I would hope that, this is what I'm radiating out. Just name 3 emotions.
Yeah. Well, emotional. I was going to say, heart-minded people for sure. Definitely fun, um, caring, and yeah, harmonious.
Okay. So fun, caring, harmonious, that's what you're looking for. Focus on that every day, Lori. Give yourself, make it one of your practices to imagine what it would feel like, or go online and, interact with somebody, comment on something that is, uplifting or such. And, never know, somebody might comment back and what you want to start doing is creating authentic, uplifting, heartwarming connections, because then as you do, I can feel your mind going, well, if we could do that, then maybe it would be possible. And then you start to move out of that either or, because the chaos is, in the family and the trauma, bonds and such have been such a part of your life, your entire life, that you don't really know the opposite. So it's like you need to familiarize yourself with the opposite connections, which are, now there's a transition period, but so your mind, your body and your communication, your energy can start to understand and believe that it is possible to actually have connections with people who are healthy and authentic and uplifting.
I do
That's
have
it.
them online and in person. It's just I online is easier to connect with, but in person, nobody's super close and
Mhm.
we're all busy and I've got all this stuff to do. So I mean we chat here and there, but I'm not getting together with people and that's been tough. Yeah,
Okay.
for
The
sure.
other, well, the other thing that is coming up is if you Okay, so all the ways you feel huge guilt if you're not putting all your attention towards family. So you're focusing on yourself. Your business, yes, it's about, your business is about helping others, supporting others, but it's still your business, your desire, your passion.
True.
And so focusing on that, if you had a lot of time to focus on that, again, in the beginning, it's almost like a novelty, but then the guilt, there, I just felt the guilt come up because you're saying, oh, I should be taking care of this person, or you start right away, I can feel your mind going, well, are they okay? Your mind wandering in that. And so even if you're working, yeah, your mind is wandering. And so every time you do have a few moments to work on yourself or your books and such, give yourself permission, like especially at the beginning, a conscious effort to feel good about it. And if you've actually got time to work on your books and then you're wandering about or worrying about somebody else, bring yourself back to, you know what, this is my time and I give myself permission to feel good about it.
Yes.
This is my passion and I give myself permission to feel good about it. If it's 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. So keep bringing yourself back to feeling good about that. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you. Yes, permission has been a big thing for me for the last few years with different things,
Yeah.
asking for help, accepting help. I mean, all kinds of stuff. So I'll just add that to the list.
Yeah.
Thank you
Awesome.
so
Thank
much,
you,
guys.
Lori.
Okay.
Thank you both so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we're going to go to Cindy. Cindy, you want to unmute?
Hi, Shefali. Hi, Joy. And hi, everyone. Wow, that was,
Cindy?
hi. A lot of my questions you kind of answered through Lori of some of the things that I was going to ask. But I've been feeling energetically drained, and I'm just wondering if you see any blockages that are keeping me from reaching my full potential, if there's any blockages that you might see for
Okay.
the drainage I've been experiencing.
When is it like an ongoing lifelong thing, or is it more recent? How long have you been really, like, since you've noticed it?
Since the beginning of this year in January, I've
Okay.
just felt like my energy's been depleted
Okay.
on many different levels.
And can I say really quickly, also, Cindy, grieving is also very tiring too, right? Grieving is also very exhausting.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's a part of it. I lost my stepfather on February 1st, and it was a long haul since December uh, 22nd. He was in ICU for like 6 weeks. And I think it
Mm.
started then in December, just me going to the hospital every day for 6 weeks and then losing a loved one. And I just feel like I can't get my energy back. Um,
Yeah, that grieving, and there's no time limit to grieving, so it can come up at any time. So, let's see. So yeah, it feels when you said it was your stepfather or your grandfather?
my stepfather, he was
Stepfather.
my stepfather for 50 years as my stepfather.
Oh,
So
wow.
he was
Okay.
a big part of my life.
Right. So, okay. That feels really heavy when, like you said, it was about a 6 week process. I mean, going to the hospital is heavy anyways, but it feels like it was really heavy. And okay, all the ways you feel like it's still your job or responsibility to carry that energy. It's like you're going forward into the future, which as we go forward is, very light energy and becoming lighter. And yet you're feeling like you need to carry that energy into the future, almost like it's your responsibility. I don't want to do this without permission, but can I ask Archangel Michael, you can take it back at any time, to cut the cords between your stepfather's energy that you're carrying and going forward?
Sure,
Okay.
I
So,
think
yeah,
so.
because it feels, and you can do this at any time. You can always bring it back, negate it by just requesting the energy back. So, Archangel Michael, this energy of your stepfather, see, your stepfather is ready to let go of this as well, because even when somebody's gone, we can still do the inner work for them and help them release any trauma or patterns or anything that needs to be let go of. And because he still feels, even though, he's gone from this earth, he still feels somewhat stuck. This heavy energy feels like it may have been going on for, okay, so I'm getting 18 generations. It goes back. Okay, so yeah, your stepfather, he's ready to let go of it. I can see him smiling. He's happy. He's like, oh, finally. Okay, so Archangel Michael, this energy, this heavy, dense energy that goes back 18 generations that stepfather was carrying, and now Cindy has been believing should carry into the future, cut the cords between the energy, the light energy, and this heavy energy. And well, I don't know if you felt that or not. Okay, your sacral just released there. Okay, now there you go. There's a lot of grief coming up. A
Oh,
lot of grief.
I feel something moving.
Yeah, that's grief moving. And okay, so now beyond the grief, and you might feel that later or it might simply dissipate. or you might feel it in 3 years from now. But beyond the grief, as it comes up, is almost like a panicked energy. And this is what you haven't been wanting to feel. It's why you've been staying in the heaviness. The panicked energy it's like, what now? Like you said, he was part of your life for 50 years. And it's like, what now? How do I go forward? How do I go forward without him? How do I go forward without that? Because when somebody leaves, they also take their conditioning and their consciousness with them. And it's like it rips. Think of energy, or like you see a rope or a piece of string tearing, starting to fray off. That's a picture I always get when somebody leaves. It starts to tear off. And so there's a part of you saying, how do I move forward from this? And so you might even want to do a little bit of you can just do it on your own, even a little ceremony. It doesn't have to be big, just something simple, even just talking to your stepfather and letting him be free and letting yourself be free. There you go. More grief just came up there. All the ways there's a part of you that's been in this heavy, exhausting energy, because letting your stepfather be free and letting yourself be free, it's sad, and it brings up a lot of grief. And like, it's part of you going, how am I going to live without him? Like, knowing he's not here on the planet, on the earth. And yet all these emotions have been stuck and wanting to be free. And there you go, his stepfather just came in and he's smiling. He's got it's a powerful energy. He's got a really big smile on his face. He's so happy. And he's got so much gratitude for you. So much gratitude. Whew. Okay, let's breathe. He's blessing you with a whole lot of love. So allow yourself to receive that love. Allow yourself to receive that love. See, now that's bringing up a lot of grief. And if you need to cry for now, on days on end, for weeks on end, if you don't feel really anything, and down the road you start to cry, that's okay. Grief has no time limit, and you think you're fine, or you feel heavy, and then all of a sudden the grief will come up. It might be 25 years later, and that's okay. So what I'm saying is, your feelings are your feelings. They're not wrong. If you need to cry, if you get sad, angry, upset, and it's part of that grief, that's what you're feeling. But he's blessing you with so much love. Allow yourself to receive that love.
Oh, thank you. I'm wiping my tears now.
Thank you. That was
Thank you.
awesome. And
That was beautiful.
thank you to your stepfather.
Yes, thank you so much. That brings a lot of peace and happiness to my heart to hear this. And thank you, Joy.
Okay, thank you.
Many blessings to you for all that you do.
Blessings.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy.
I think we all felt that.
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
most of us, yeah.
Thank
Definitely. All right, we're going to go to Kristen. Kristen, you want to unmute? Kristen's iPhone.
It's doing the same thing mine was
Hi.
doing at the beginning. Hi, Kristen.
I'm a little technologically challenged sometimes.
That's okay.
Um, well, it's been like a challenging year in lots of ways. Well, actually, a couple of years, but it seems to be just a lot energetically and especially financially. And it's kind of weird because I feel like a lot of things didn't necessarily change financially, yet they're snowballing in a bad way. And I feel like we have been blocked because I've been trying uh, to adjust positively, and the universe is really throwing things, and so I'm not sure where that block is or how to remove it.
So when you say they're snowballing, it's like you thought you were okay financially, and then just unexpected expenses start coming in, or
We had expected expenses, but it seemed to be it seemed manageable, and now it's apparent that it's not. And then I've been very frozen instead of acting like I'm not really sure what to do, and I feel very stuck. And so, yes, we've had extra expenses just every time too that we're like, oh, okay, this is going to become manageable. Extra expenses have come up, but I thought things would be manageable, and it's not. And we
Who's
haven't
we?
suffered a huge loss of income, but
Who's we? You and your partner?
yes.
Because I get a real vagueness about this, and I realize, you are being somewhat vague because, we're on the show here, but it, all the ways between you and your partner, there's just a vagueness there. Like there's no clarity, it feels like, and I don't know what this energy is. All the ways there's kind of a vague energy within you, surrounding you, that's keeping you in the dark a little bit. And what you're wanting is clarity. But then when I say clarity, you back away. And all the ways there's a part of you that maybe not, I'm not saying it's conscious, but there's a part of you that wants to stay in the dark a little bit, because if you saw clearly what's going on, the situation you're in, there's a part of you that feels you wouldn't be able to handle it. And now you're in this, you say you and your partner, so, but then you don't necessarily feel like your partner would be able to support you to handle it. I don't know. There's a lot of vague energy going on here. So imagine you became really clear about your situation. You and your partner both became really clear what's going on financially, that something's got to change, whether it's moving, selling something, what something has got to change. And a lot of grief comes up, like a bit of an anger at first, and then grief and a sadness comes up. All the ways you've been trying to avoid clarity for fear of what you will have to see. And there you go. There's some anxiety coming up, this triggering like a fight or flight, wanting to run away. And so imagine you, your partner, the money situation, everything else going on. It was like you had a talk that cleared up everything. So there's so much crystal clear clarity between you and your partner and everything that's going on. It's all laid out on the table. And okay, you are really trying to run away. You're backing away, like, get me out of this situation. And okay, all the ways you and your partner believe that, because they also believe this as well, that if there was that much clarity, you guys wouldn't be able to handle it. And so it's easier to kind of keep some vagueness there. And now this situation has gotten to a point where just can't continue in that kind of vague energy. And you feel like you're drowning a little bit. Let's imagine gathering all this up, gathering up all the issues, the feeling like you're underwater. There's that vague energy, feeling like you're underwater. And imagine coming up from out the water and seeing clearly, okay, there's a part of you goes, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? What have I have allowed to happen? What you've allowed to have happen in your life, and maybe not your partner, but you, is what's been going on up until now. You have grown, you have expanded, you've become more self-aware, higher consciousness, and there's some things you're no longer in vibrational alignment with, and there's a part of you almost like you're as long as things stay kind of vague, which is why it's gotten to where it has, then you can kind of ignore that there's some things in your life you're not really in vibrational alignment with any longer. But change is scary. So this is about you really being honest with yourself and knowing that, understanding, yes, change is scary. And I'm not saying it's with your partner. It might be getting a different job. It might be moving. It might be if you have a house selling or changing, anything like that. And all the ways there's a part of you there, your sacral chakra just let go. And that's a connection and relationship chakra. So all the ways there's a part of you that there's actually a part of you that desires the clarity because it's like you're almost kind of fed up with or done with not being in vibrational alignment with yourself. And you're not that you want to, change your whole life, but you're ready to live from your authentic, beautiful, uplifting, inspiring, joyful, genuine, and abundant self. But you're very abundant. When you're in alignment, you can be very abundant. And there you go. There's a bit of happiness. There's also some sadness because again, anytime we change something, even a belief, a thought, when we open up to, more expanded points of view, you're letting go of something so there can be loss so there can be sadness. But it feels like your whole self, especially your upper body, is just really expanded. So the upper body of the heart, I can feel that expansion there. So and allow what you want to come into your life to come in. If that's more money, if that's a new job, or if you have your own business, more clients or expansion, if it's a house, if it's travel, whatever it is, allow that to come into your life, and then allow yourself to feel good about that. Okay.
Thank you. That really resonated. The vagueness, I understand. Yeah. But wow, you were like spot on, despite that.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kristen. And I think that resonated for a lot of people. So definitely helpful. Okay. How are we doing? Let's see. There's still a lot of people with their hands raised. We're gonna go to Tanya.
I was just looking at Tanya thinking, let's go to Tanya.
Perfect.
Hi everyone. Hi
Hi,
Joyce. Hi
Tanya.
Shefali. Well, my question is, I started having pains, lots of pain in my body since December, and it's mostly my joints. And I think in January I felt a little bit better, and now I started having those pains again. And I feel like, am I resisting to something, or is it emotions that I kind of stuffed deep inside and now they're coming up? I have no idea. If you could clear it, please.
Well, the emotion is anger. There's a lot of anger. There's something you're really angry about, and yet you feel like you shouldn't be angry about it. And either you feel like you shouldn't be angry about it, or you feel like you can't do anything anyway. So it's gotten stuck in your joints.
Mm,
And I see these shooting pains, almost like
mm,
electrical pains going
yes.
through you. So do you know what it is, or can you share what it is that you're really angry about?
Well, I'm angry about what's going on in the world. If it is that one, if not, it was probably what was going on in the last 3 years of my life. But I thought I'm healing from that, and I kind of did a lot of clearings and stuff. So if it's recent, then it would be what's going on in the world and in Ukraine and in US and now in Iran and everything else. So I
Okay.
don't know.
So, like I talked about compassion fatigue earlier, and this is an example of it, and this is how you can carry it, in your body. So when
Mm,
you're angry, look at anger. It's a very harsh energy. It's heavy. It
mm,
can, it doesn't do any good. So that's energy you're sending out to the world. That's energy you're sending to these different parts. Now, you're a very kind person, Tanya. That's not, that's not what you want to project, but you're angry about it. This actually goes to a wound. The anger is because you feel helpless and you can't do anything about it. You can't fix it. You can't go and save those people, yet there's people suffering all around the world. And so then you go to anger. But yeah, that's not helping anybody. So all the ways you are stuck in anger at what's happening around the world, and it actually goes back to a childhood wound of feeling helpless, not heard, not listened to, not witnessed, like you don't matter. And so let's see that little girl within you and send her blessings, send her kindness, understanding, compassion. There you go. You're really sad right now. Yes, we see your sadness, and it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel sad that, if you grew up with nobody really there for you, supporting you or making you feel like you mattered, yeah, you're going to feel sad about that. And so give yourself permission to feel sad. And then when you give yourself permission to feel something, then you can move on from that. It's not about staying sad forever because, nobody made me, supported me or made me feel like I mattered, or even there was, harshness towards you and such. But you acknowledge that, and then you can let go of that. And then now choose to feel good. Choose to feel good about yourself. All the ways you were taught and now believe that you're not allowed to feel good about yourself, let's let that go. See, all that is 3D consciousness keeping you stuck. That is 3D consciousness preventing you from shining your light, your beauty, your wisdom, the grace within you. What you want to do is to look at, if there are areas there or people that are suffering, send them blessings. Right? This is what I do, especially with animals, abused animals. That's my real trigger. I will immediately, rather than getting angry, I immediately go to blessing right away. Just start blessing them, blessing them, blessing them. Because getting angry at the way they're treated or what's been done to them, it doesn't do anybody any good. So anytime you feel angry, and if you're stuck in that, go to yourself and the little girl within you and have compassion for yourself and let yourself, if you need to feel sad, if you need to feel grief because, who people raising you made you feel like you didn't matter, or the world made you feel like you didn't matter, go there for, a little bit, a few moments. And you might have to, give yourself a hug, just treat yourself with kindness. And then say, you know what? I'm so glad you are the child I grew up with that's within me now. And I move forward from this place and I give myself permission to feel good. And that's what I'm radiating out to the world because it's my time and it's my time to radiate the light from within me. That I can share. I always have that to share with others. And as you do that, energy flows through you and it releases all those, the stuck energies, the anger energy, the blocks in your joints, any shooting pain in your body, it releases. So you be kind to yourself. So kindness flows throughout you. Kindness flows throughout you. And then anytime you are feeling pain, you can also talk to your body. If your knee's bothering you, just talk to your knee. Oh, knee, I see you're feeling kind of painful. You're a little swollen and stiff, but that's okay. I realize something's just moving through you right now, knee moving through myself. And so together, we're going to let that go. And you know what is, we're ready to start feeling good.
Yeah, I feel better.
Okay. Thank you,
Lots
Tanya.
of emotions came out.
Yeah,
You're
thank you,
breaking up a
Tanya.
little bit there,
So
but
much.
thanks, Tanya.
Thank you a lot. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Love you.
Oh
Love
goodness.
you all.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to see you crying or releasing. So that's great. Just keep breathing, and it's all good. It's all good. So that was very powerful as well for everybody because I know a lot of people can definitely resonate with that as well.
Absolutely.
Wow. So I know we're not going to get to everybody with their hands raised, but do you want to do one or two quick more, and then we'll do the special offer package, and then
Yeah.
the
And then I can
thingamajiggy?
finish up with the process.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right. What about Karen? Karen Rosenberg, you want to unmute? She's been calling me. I mean, like energetically, I've been like being
Right.
pulled to her.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hi, Karen.
Yes, I appreciate both of you and everybody on this call because I'm going through a lot. So somehow it sounds like maybe I'll sense something. Um, Briefly, I've been trying to sell my townhome since August 4th with a real estate agent. And meanwhile, it's a townhome, and where I live, we have some mold issues, and we had somebody fix them, but they didn't do them right. So there's all these defects, and so I didn't know until a couple months ago that Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae red flagged us. So that meant no, loans could go through there. And so I found that out. And so that's part of it. And so because we kind of, that is hanging.
Karen, just a moment. Just breathe. Just breathe. There you go. Just breathe. Okay. And so what is your question? Is it how to sell the place, or what are you
Well,
living there right now in the mold? So yeah.
well, I'm not affected by the mold. It's like because there's 40 units. So until they're all repaired, it's going to be really difficult for me to sell my home. And so I'm going into financial hardship with it, and just very stressed out, very on over overload, and then some things could be updated so when people it's still on the market, so when people come to see my home, they they might say, oh well, there's not enough privacy because there's a sidewalk behind and people can kind of look
Okay,
in.
I think that's enough information. So basically, you want to sell your home. It's not selling.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So Karen, all the ways you're putting blocks in. And see, you don't need the people. Yes, people might come by and say, well, this is what's wrong with it. But all you need is one person to come by and say, this is the right place, who doesn't, isn't worried about some of the things that you brought up there. They just know that's the right place at the right time, at the the right price point. And so all the ways you have convinced yourself that there are so many obstacles to the sale of your home that it's never going to sell until maybe once all the work is done on the condo and everything is perfect. But then, even then, you're still putting in blocks because, like, if you said there's a house or a sidewalk behind the condo, well, that's not going to move. So again, you don't need it's like when you're finding somebody to date or marry, you only marry one person. You only need that one person. And that's all you need for your place is that one buyer. So you want to believe it's possible. So start using that mantra. What if it's possible for the right person to walk in there that says, this is the right place for me? It might not be their forever home. They might only buy it for 6 months or a year, but once it's sold, it's sold. All you need to do is find that one person. So start saying, what if it's possible for a person to walk in here and say, this is my place. And they know when they walk in, it feels right to them. They might not even, because it feels right, they might not even care about some of the other obstacles you mentioned. It's like, this place is right. They might not even understand it, but it's right for them. That's what you want to focus on. There are always obstacles. I mean, in a place we live, no place is perfect. Might be, no matter how amazing it is to you, might be, not at all amazing to the next person. So you're judging it, it's all the ways you're judging that it's not going to sell because of this, and all the ways that is blocking the right person, the right buyer to come into your house and your place there and say, this is what I want to buy. Let's let go of that on all levels, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, cellular, and throughout all time and space. All the ways there's a part of you that, as much as you're selling your place, there's a part of you sabotaging the sale of your place because you don't feel like you're quite ready to move on. It's like a fear of the unknown. And there you go. There, a little bit of anger came up there in your heart chakra just opened up. Okay, so trust. Trust is another thing. Let's align you and anybody else who wants to experience more trust, align you with trust, aligning every cell of your being, all your chakras, your meridians, your entire self, mind, body, heart, spirit, soul, with trust. Trust that the right person is going to walk in your door and say, yeah, this feels like home. They're going to give you a price that you guys can meet on, and your home is going to be sold. And then your next adventure, maybe you know what it is, maybe you don't know what it is yet. Trust that that's the next, the next avenue, the next part of your journey forward. Trust that your guides are taking care of you. Trust that the right people, the right resources that you need are going to show up when when you need them. So let's align your entire self with trust. There you go. There's some fun and laughter and happiness. Okay. And remember, Karen, allow that person to come to your place and see your place and say, yeah, this is my home. And they know right away. Be an allowance of that. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it greatly.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
And I love that. I mean, how many times do we sabotage, things by just coming up with obstacles or coming up with excuses, right?
Mhm.
So often.
Well,
All
like
right.
Lori says, I experience instant knowing with the house I own now. And she just walked in there. And that's what happens. And that's what people say. When I know, I'll know. And you only need one buyer for your place. So, but if we block it, or if we're not ready to move on to the next part of our life, we're going to sabotage that. But it's when that's why, we align with trust there. If there's fear that, well, I want to sell this place, but I'm not sure about the next chapter of my life, then we'll block that. But when you can trust that the right person is going to show up, they're going to walk in the door and say, yeah, this is my home, new home, and trust that you're going to be supported on the next part of your journey, then you allow for expansion and everything opens up.
Absolutely. And it's not just for people buying a house, it could be anything in life, right? So just remember, that was that's great wisdom for all of us. All right, last one we're going to go to is M. Russo. M. Russo, you want to unmute?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you. So many interesting calls.
Good. What's your question?
I am the happiest person.
What is your name?
Marion.
Other than M. Oh, Marion? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the happiest person I know. I'm joyful. I love my work. But my husband of 30 years is the total opposite of me. I mean, it's just everything is the opposite. And it causes me great stress, even though I love him and I'm not going to go anywhere. How do I release some of this anxiety I feel?
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. So right now it feels two polar opposites. So what you're doing is you're balancing each other out. Like you said, I'm the happiest, most optimistic person I know, and he's, gloom and doom, and he's focused on everything that's going to go wrong. So you're looking for some balance. And even if he's not on the path and he's not willing to change at all, then it feels like maybe all the ways you were trying to balance out his gloom and doom with being ultra positive and happy, and this is causing you to maybe not look at areas or be as grounded or as, yeah, be as grounded as you could be, and kind of maybe avoid things. So he's doom and gloom about everything. And then, okay, so you're always, so all the ways you're triggering each other, he wants you to, he's not aware of it, but he wants you to look deeper at some issues, and you want him to believe it's, impossibility, and believe that there's resolution or it can be resolved. And all the ways you guys are now, you've got these energy dynamics that you said you've been married for, several years. I think you said 30 years. So these energy dynamics are in place. It doesn't mean everything is going to shift, but let's allow for even a little bit of balance here. And so I just felt him soften up just a little bit, but not quite. So he softened up his energy just a bit. So it opened, expanded just a bit. And then interesting. You got kind of almost agitated, and you got agitated because it's almost like there's a part of you that believes your role in life and in this relationship is to be the positive one. So if he softens up a little bit or opens up and starts to lighten up a little bit, this not conscious, but there's a part of you that feels like, well, then what is my role in this relationship? I'm the positive one. I'm the happiest, most positive, uplifting person I know. And because in a relationship, there's always balance. One way, it's like nature. Nature will always balance out. We'll always find a balance. And so what if you allowed yourself to balance with his more expansive, uplifting energy? And okay, then you go into grief, and there's a part of you saying, but I don't know how to. It's like, this is my role in life. This is my identity. This is my personality. This is my story. It's who I am. And what if he softened up a bit? What if you softened up your energy a little bit? And from that place, it's not going to be a big shift. It's just very, very light. But because he feels, again, it's way beyond his conscious awareness, but energetically, he's willing to kind of come out of that really heavy doom and gloom and lighten, not really lighten, but soften up a little bit. And so what if you met him from that place? Okay, that brings up a lot of grief for you. And the grief is because your safe place has been in this, I'm the happiest person I know, the most optimistic, uplifting, and merging with somebody you've put into a certain role. And we do this after we know somebody for quite a while. We put them into a role, kind of like a box in a story. And so it's bringing up a lot of stuff within you. And so you start going into the deeper questions like, who am I? What am I about? What is my life about? So give yourself permission to ask the deeper questions. Yeah, like, who am I? And what is my, what do I want my story and identity to be going forward? Because we're not supposed to be, just one thing all the time. We're a balance of happiness, and we're here to experience all human emotions. And it feels like you and your husband have kind of walled off. He's experiencing, the negative emotions. You're experiencing the happier emotions, uplifting emotions. You're looking for a balance. And so allow that going forward. Just that might be even the word you want to focus on is balance, balance. Seeing balance in your life within you, balance in your relationships. And yeah, that can be scary when you're in a certain dynamic, but allow the balance. And you might find it softens up a little bit in the relationship, or you might find that, it doesn't work for you, or it worked just fine the way it was, and you're willing to put up with it. It's your choice. how you decide to live your life. But that's what you're looking for, is balance.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you. It gives me something
Thank
to
you.
think about.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Marion.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we are going to quickly talk about the packages, and then we're going to do the guided process as well in a few minutes. So let me just share my screen. 1 second. All right, so Joy has 3 packages that she's sharing with us. The Light Recalibration, Awakening, and Expanding Angelic Light Within You program is package A. Package B is everything in package A, plus a 25 to 30-minute personal remote freedom clearing. And then package C is everything in package A, plus a 45-minute personal session with Joy. All right, so Joy, you want to share a little bit about the package A?
Yeah, I need you to keep going down because I don't have it in front of me. So unless it's on the
Okay,
screen there.
no,
Okay. So
yeah.
so the first part is it's about finances, relationships, and health. And this is kind of like the foundation of the program. We're going through the chakras. We go through them. I think each MP3, we go through them twice, releasing anything that's still stuck within you, that's heavy, that's dense, and letting go of that. So it's about balancing you. The second time we go through is about balancing, aligning you with the higher frequencies. And then all the rest are like activation MP3s, sacred heart activation, releasing shock and trauma from the nervous system, because when we're stuck in that, then that communicates to the brain communicates to the nervous system, and it's like a loop. So we're releasing that. Conversation with the inner child. That was a lot of fun to do. Conversation with money, because money is simply energy. It's a consciousness. So you can talk to money at any time. And then about your power, confidence, understanding the ascension process. And that is kind of like I said to the last caller, we're looking for balance, and it's not a rigid or linear process. We're always cycling through the dimensions. And the guide's talking about love and the difference between human love and divine love. And then, as you can see, you're opening to divine guidance, freedom, aligning. So freedom is expansive energy. Those are the higher dimensions. And then there's a video here on manifestation. And the first time I've actually ever included a video in a program. The second one, it starts next Sunday, so March 15th, and this is actually equinox program, spring equinox, Northern Hemisphere. But I mean, anybody, anywhere can join. And so the calls, there's 2 live group Q&A calls, and it's like this. They're about 2.5 hours. I'll work with callers like I have in this one, but also written in questions. So you don't have to be on live. You can just write in the question at any time. Then we finish up with a meditation. So that's absolutely full of clearings, activations, meditations, and such. There's 2 of those. And then of course, for 7 days, I'm sending out 30 minutes of remote healing, like group healing to everybody. And then you also get 5 MP3s. So they're Monday to Friday. So they're on, I think it's, Monday to Friday on each side of the calls. So it's a really packed week. That's during the equinox, and we're in such a powerful time that this is a great support during this time period. So that's package A.
That's package
And
A for
then
97. And then package B is everything in package A plus the remote freedom clearing.
Yeah, and
personal remote freedom clearing.
this is done from your picture. So if you're feeling stuck but just it's like something's got to move here, you just send me your picture, you let me know the issue. And because it's simply energy, we can go really, really deep, really quickly and release. If it's sometimes, let's say it's money, all you need is to figure out, where you're stuck financially and to move into expansion, and everything can start moving and flowing in your life. Or if you do this, and then if you have any, you might want to follow it up with your own tools and techniques and expand on that. But that's really powerful. And then once it's done, I just email you the recording so you can listen to it at your convenience. And that's
awesome. So
package B, that's 127.
Yeah, and
package C. Yeah, so with this one, you get the one-on-one phone session or Zoom. I actually use Zoom these days. It is, I don't video though. I don't use video, it's still audio. And so this is really powerful because if, as I'm doing any clearings, like I've done here, but it was just for a few minutes, with each person, if any trauma or memories come up, we can, in the moment, we can clear that out. So we can really go deep and we look at and what different issues. So we can look at many issues during, it's amazing how deep we can go during this time. And then you get the recording of that afterwards as well. So that's 147. So those are the 3 packages.
Awesome. Thank you. And of course, with all 3 packages, a payment plan is available if you need that. And if you are an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code. There's some wonderful testimonials and feedback from people who have worked with Joy. So you can please check those out as well. And again, go ahead.
There's passively. Somebody just asked, can you passively listen to the MP3s, or is active participation? And you can be doing something else and listen to them. Like, I know some people like to ask questions you have to answer right away, and that these are more, I mean, if you want, you can follow up on them, especially the manifestation one, but the video. But yeah, the MP3s you can, sorry. I just wanted to answer that question before I forgot about it.
Yeah, no, that's great. And another question that a lot of people sometimes have is how far ahead are you booked? Or like, can people, book pretty fairly soon, or will it take a while?
No, fairly soon. These days I've got, so next week is booked, but then I think the first day is the Monday, so that would be March 10th, 11th. So before the equinox program starts, I think there's several, yeah. So,
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Good. All right, so now we are ready for the guided process. And again, the guided process that Joy is going to be doing is, again, going to be very powerful. So you don't want to be driving when you are listening to this. So if you are driving right now, go back and watch again, okay?
Okay, so take a deep breath in, put your focus on your heart. Anywhere in your body that is feeling heavy or pain, allow the energy to gently flow through there, release that, and give yourself permission to feel good. Yeah, right now, in this moment, give yourself permission to feel good. You are deserving. You're worthy of feeling good. You have the entire angelic universe supporting you, encouraging you to give yourself permission to feel good, to feel light, joyful, happy, healthy, energized. And take a deep breath in, let that go. Any guilt or fear of being seen as bad or believing you're bad if you feel good, let's honor that, acknowledge that, realize that simply what you were conditioned with. Your ancestors were conditioned with that as well. Let's let that go. For yourself and your ancestors, any need to feel bad when feeling good. And all the ways that is blocking you from giving yourself permission to feel good about yourself. Even if things aren't going very well in your life right now, even if there's chaos, even if there's conflict, you give yourself permission to feel good, because the universe is listening at all times, and the universe sees you are choosing a higher consciousness. You are willing to align with higher frequency, with higher consciousness. There you go. And if you've been carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders and it's been causing a heaviness, it's time to let that go. You don't need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's not your job to fix everything. It's definitely not your job to save everybody. There you go. There's some fun and laughter and happiness. Okay, so there's a little bit of shame coming up. And the shame is about feeling bad about feeling good. But remember, that's simply what you were conditioned with, and that is a strategy of 3D consciousness, of those dense energies designed to keep you feeling heavy in the dark and preventing you from radiating your light. So because you now know that's a strategy that the dark is designed to keep you from preventing you from shining your light, let that go and give yourself permission to feel good, uplifted, and appreciate yourself. Right now, appreciate yourself. Appreciate your ability to see, appreciate your ability to hear, appreciate your ability to walk, to move. Appreciate your ability to use your hands, your fingers. Appreciate yourself. There you go. There, your entire body relaxed. Your body is grateful that you are allowing yourself to appreciate yourself. And know that the next time something doesn't go as intended, appreciate yourself anyways, because this is an experience you're having. It's not about getting it right or perfectly. It's not about having it figured out or having it all go according to your specific plan. It's about having an experience. That's why you're here as a human, to experience humanity, to experience life. Let go of any belief that it has to be perfect or it has to go according to a set plan, and know that you're simply having an experience. And it's your choice. If you don't like the experience you're having, then allow yourself to experience something lighter, more abundant, expansive, fun, joyful, uplifting, creative, flowing, harmonious, peaceful, adventurous, whatever you choose. Take a deep breath in, let that go, and give yourself permission to feel good. No matter what's going on in your life, this is an ability you always have, to give yourself permission to feel good. At any time, you can choose that. When you do, you take a moment, you breathe into your heart, and your heart relaxes, and your entire self, every cell of your body relaxes. And you feel like you can breathe. And harmonious energy flows throughout your entire beingness, throughout your energy field. And you feel grounded, relaxed, centered, balanced, and you feel good about yourself. So shukabasa wala sa shuko babaka, so shukabasa wala ka tikabase, so shukabasa wala ka, wala sa shukabasa babaka, wala sa shukabasa, wala sa shukabasa wala ka. There you go, my friend. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Joy. That was wonderful. I was yawning through the whole thing, so a lot of energy was shifting and moving. But let us know in the chat how that was for all of you as well, so that we can let Joy know. Of course, drink some water, ground the best you can, and continue to be in joy. Right? Thank you so much. So good. Awesome. Lots of fabulousness. Oh, I love that. Big release from Anita. Awesome. Yawning. Phenomenal. Awesome. Good. So, of course, I will have the recordings out in a little while. You can go back again and watch and listen and to the process, but also the questions that came up during the conversation. Allow yourself to receive, even if you didn't get a chance to ask your personal question. Be willing to receive from all of the clearings, because they're going to help you in some way. And perhaps the whatever question you did have, that's also was cleared, because we are in in such a container that healing happens if you're willing to receive, right? So even if your personal question was not answered, be willing to receive the healing and clearing from all the questions to assist you with clearing whatever that was for you. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Thank you, Joy. Wonderful comments in the chat. Wonderful, like deep releases. That's great. Yeah, so that's great. Awesome. I'm glad it was helpful. Yeah, it was so helpful. So all of the questions were helpful for everybody, so be willing to receive that. Goodness. Any last words of wisdom for us, Joy, before we go?
Well, thank you for having me on your show again. And remember, like I said there, be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, take space for yourself, and make yourself important. You do matter. You matter. You are important. You have value. And recognize that, allow that, and then radiate from that place. And in that way, you are supporting all those in the world who want support, even if they're not aware of it, but they're ready to be lifted up. That's what you're radiating out. And that's how you are supporting them. You do matter.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. And of course, don't forget this or something better. And what if it is possible? So make sure
Exactly.
you use those two mantras, for your manifestation, creation, just life in general. What if it is possible? I'm going to be using that one a lot. And of course, this or something better. Okay. So thank you so much, everybody, for all your questions, comments, feedback. I'm sorry I couldn't get to everybody, but this was so brilliant as it was. So many clearings and the wonderful process. So just receive, receive, receive. Okay. It's Thursday. We'll see you next week. I can't even talk anymore. So until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now. Thank you, Joy.
Bye. Thanks.
Oh, good. Kristen says I already feel so much lighter. Awesome. Good,
Awesome.
good, good.